Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Talking Reds fan channel. We are here for one reason and one reason only. It is Florian Friday, everybody. Florian Wirtz has been confirmed. He is going to be signing for our fantastic, our amazing, our great club. Everybody's excited about this transfer. It has been a little bit of a saga that has been going on for a couple of weeks due to negotiations and financing and all that sort of stuff. But before we get into it, don't forget to leave a like on the video. Comment down below. In fact, I'm going to open the chat window right now. Share this around and make sure you subscribe. We are pushing the subscribers as quickly as we possibly can. Let's get on the road to 1,000. Why not? Let's get it. Let's just get it. Right. Okay. Let's get straight into it. So Florian Wirtz has been confirmed. He is going to be signing for Liverpool Football Club. The medical, I understand from what I've been reading, is booked in for next week after his holiday. So I think it's going to be sorted very early on. Bear with me for 1 second. We are being joined by another guest. The one and only Naj has joined us as well. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, right, Stu. How you doing?
Yeah, good, man. Very good, actually. Very, very happy indeed. So I was just going through it, doing the usual introduction stuff and all that sort of stuff. Actually, I'll go to you first. Overall thoughts first and foremost.
Very happy with it. Sorry it took a bit long. I was trying to
Come on.
set my gimbal up properly. Yeah, I'm over the moon with it. I mean, I think I've done about 7 or 8 different videos now on it.
Yeah.
Worst kept secret, isn't it? I think it's obviously been happening for a while, but I mean, I'm over the moon with it. I'm really happy. I think the price is not as bad as people thought. Like, I think people thought, it's going to be 150 million pounds and stuff like that. 116 puts it in the category of Jack Grealish, Declan Rice, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and out of all them players, who's the best player out of all them? The answer is Florian Wirtz. So
yeah, totally agree. It's one of those, like, sort of, I was saying, I'll come to some of the comments that are popping up already in a second, but I was saying to obviously you guys in the chat, and that this deal itself, I know it's been a bit of a saga. Like you say, we've done quite a few videos on this, and there's been a lot of to and fro through the social media circles and all that sort of stuff. Some people fretting about the price, some people fretting whether it's going to get done. I never really felt that it was going to fall by the wayside, that it was going to collapse. Something about this felt a little bit different compared to, say, the Caicedo saga that we had a couple of seasons ago. The fact that his parents came over and we did the whole charm offensive, and then when he rejected Bayern Munich and word came out that he rejected Man City, I felt extremely confident it was going to get done. It was just the pricing more than anything else and how they were going to structure the deal. The pricing, by the way, I'm actually a lot more impressed with. I think Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards have done an absolutely banging job for that pricing. And as you say, less money on the overall start-off fee than Declan Rice, or what Arsenal paid for him. I know which player I want out of those two at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching. I just think it's an all-round good transfer. I think people are trying to gaslight everyone into thinking it's a bad transfer, like because it's Liverpool spending this money, and you've seen all this like just a absolute utter nonsense online. People just terrible. Look at him in them Nation League games. He's Germany's best player in both games. Like, it's the Nations League as well. Nobody cares about the Nations League. Not absolutely nobody, apart from Ronaldo. Sorry. Cristiano Ronaldo cares about it.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, no one's bothered. Like, and I just think, like, if he'd gone to any other club, there would be no noise like this around it. Like, none at all.
No.
So, yes, we have been very, good with money. We've been very, like, we've been asking for this for a long time, haven't we? Like, this sort of transfers we've asked for. We don't ask for it every season. We just want it when we need it. No, I think this is the perfect time now, if I'm going to be honest with you.
You're quite right there. We've been asking for like a marquee signing since Van Dijk and Alisson signed. Yeah. And we kind of got that marquee signing when we had our like midfield rebuild, when Grav came in, McAllister and Szoboszlai. I mean, Szoboszlai was not a cheap deal by 70 million euros in total for him. So that is not a cheap deal by any stretch of the imagination. But this one is just a step above. Yeah. He is potential Ballon d'Or winner in the next couple of years.
He is.
without a doubt.
He's just got so much talent, and like I was watching. I'm gonna give him a shout out here, Redman. I was watching a Redman stream today. I can't remember who was on, and it was about. It was good what he spoke about actually, and I've seen this myself with my own eyes when I watch Wirtz. Like, and I will say, before anyone asks, I do watch the Bundesliga. Yes, I am that sad. I watch the Bundesliga.
I do. Yeah.
It's a great league. I've always watched it since I was.
I personally really like the German league. I think the Bundesliga is a really fun league to watch.
The fans that I like a lot. That's why I'm drawn towards it. I mean, I used to watch it on when it used to be on highlights on. I'm not going to promote it. Celestial Television. Something for number 4. I'm not going to say it, but I used to watch that on a Monday every time I got home from school. I used to watch it religiously, and I still do watch the Bundesliga now. I enjoy it. And when I've watched Florian Wirtz in the Bundesliga, it was the point that they made is he's so aggressive on the front foot. Like, he's so aggressive in attack. Like, he doesn't really pass backwards. And I think that's what Slot wants. He wants someone who can win the ball back.
I wanted it. We wanted that. We could see that was an issue for us. That a little bit too much sideways passing and not enough vision looking forward. Yeah, okay, we won the title and we trounced the league this year. But if that was one of the critiques of the season was forward looking, and we did struggle with that as well. And I can see him. I've watched a lot of highlights of him. I've seen him in a couple of live games for Leverkusen over the last couple of seasons, especially the title winning season, and he was phenomenal for Leverkusen. The fact that he's joining his mate Frimpong as well is even better. He'll help him settle into the club a hell of a lot quicker.
Yeah. But a big thing I do like about Florian Wirtz as well, and this is why when his first interest come about, it was like, wow, you know, one thing I really do like about him, and I think it's going to work wonders for a certain Egyptian on the right, is that he brings people into play. And that is what Salah this season had an unbelievable season. However, he was having to do too many things, if you know what I mean. Like having to, I mean, he's a winger, he should be taking him on anyway, but he's having to take the fullback and the right mid on.
Yeah.
The right winger. He's taking the left centre mid, shall I say. He's taking them on every single game, and he's got to get around them and then deliver a ball into the box or deliver the punch with the shot and stuff like that. And a lot of the time, Salah was extremely wide this season. And I think this is what Slot's really looking at. We've got someone there who's an absolute elite player in the box. So if Florian Wirtz can at least take 10% of that, sort of, Salah doesn't need to do that, and get that 10% extra of Salah being in them positions, then it's just going to be ridiculous.
It's a scary thought for the other teams in the Premier League that we've just won the league, and other teams are looking at the likes of Man City who've just spent 300 odd million in the space of 6 months in 2 transfer windows already. It feels like Man City are trying to play catch up a little bit to us now, which is a weird feeling. But now we've got this guy nailed in, and from what I've read already this morning, we are not stopping.
No,
we are not. This is not the end of the big signings coming in. I'm expecting a couple of more. Obviously, Jen. Oh, hang on. Sorry, 2 seconds. Jen's highlighted this already. Thank you very much for watching, Jen. Is now for Kirkes. I think that is going to be the one that is going to be imminently announced as well. I think in the next couple of days. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm fiddling around with the comments here. Sorry. 50 likes for Florian Friday. Go on, boys. Boys and girls, hit the like button. Get that up there. Jen is showing us some love as well on there. And Che is sneakily listening to this in the background at work. Thank you very much, Che. I think I'm interested to see where the bookies put us for this season. With this. Because this, without doubt, it's a big statement signing. The pressure is going to be on, but we have the squad that can handle it.
100%.
Proven that we can handle it. Winning 2 league titles in the last 5 years, Champions League as well. I don't see us not challenging for the title next season.
I think Florian Wirtz, and I said this before we even signed him, I said if we signed Florian Wirtz, that adds 20% extra to Liverpool. And I don't mean just in the league. I think that means Champions League as well. I think that gives us a 20% chance more of winning the league and potentially Champions League because he's that good. And the team's that good anyway. You know, like the PSG game, we looked very like leggy and out of it, and there's a bit of a lack of creativity in that midfield. Well, we've just solved that now. We've just bought Florian Wirtz in. So
his record in the Champions League last season for Leverkusen, he played every game and he still picked up 5 man of the matches.
Got 7 assists or something like that.
Yeah, even though we battered Leverkusen last season, which was obviously only his one bad game. Again, that's probably ringing in the back of his mind a little bit, and he's looked at that and gone, Christ, this team is good. This team is really good. And I'm going into a good team as one of the elite players as well. It's almost like a perfect storm,
so
to speak. Everything is fit and ready for him to come in and just tear the Premier League up. I'm so looking forward to seeing this.
I will say one thing, though. Going back to your earlier point, we're not finished the transfer window.
Nope.
If we get the right striker in with Wirtz behind, I'm going to call it now. I'm going to say a double, a double.
Yeah.
I definitely think the right striker. I don't mean TK.
Excuse me.
the right man for the job. We need someone who's going to just work with Wirtz. I mean, whoever goes up front for Liverpool next season is going to have the bloody easiest job in the entire league. You've got Mo Salah, top assister last season.
Yeah.
And Florian Wirtz playing behind you with McAllister, with Diaz, with Gakpo, all got good assist numbers last season.
Yep.
What more can you want?
Exactly. I mean, thinking about this now, looking at the transfers we got done and potentially getting done, I think the starting 11 is going to look a little bit. Obviously, it's going to look a little bit different, but I think in my mind, obviously, it's going to be Alisson in goal with Konate and Van Dijk still as the centre backs. Frimpong and Kirkes flying like Exocet missiles down the wings because both of them have got pace to burn. It's ridiculous. And then you got the 2 central midfield slots being rotated between Maka, Grav, Szoboszlai, and Jones, and potentially even still another
Bajcetic
as well. Depending, well, actually, because of his injury and he's just had an operation, it depends what's happening with him. But also, then obviously you got the forward line with Diaz, Gakpo, Wirtz in behind whatever striker we get in, and Salah on that side, on the right-hand side as well. That is probably one of the most exciting Liverpool teams I've seen in my lifetime.
I think that's, and I'm not saying this because I'm a Liverpool fan, but I think that's one of the most, with the right striker, one of the most rounded teams you can get in the Premier League.
Yeah, I agree.
Not just probably the Premier League, probably Europe, probably PSG are like that as well, well-rounded team. I don't think Real Madrid are there. I don't think, as good as Barcelona have been this season, I don't think they're well-rounded. I think they're very, very...
Defensively wise, they're rough.
Yeah, they're very attack-heavy.
Yeah.
Midfield, but Barca midfield and attack are ridiculous. I'm not going to lie, but the defense not the best. Nico Martinez, okay. Kabasi's come through really well. Balde's probably the best defender at.
I'll say that. I mean, Kabasi is a very talented defender, but they're young still.
Yeah.
As well, that's the problem that a club like Barcelona has. They've got a lot of young players that they're trying to give experience to. Yeah. So I think obviously we got Konate and Van Dijk as our centre backs, and they're 2 of the best centre backs in Europe, if not the world. It's an exciting time. It's something that obviously us fans we've been begging for a long time, is for us just to show our financial side, and we've done that now to a point. I will say that to a point.
It's almost annoying though, isn't it? Because we've for the last since Klopp, since we went to that Champions League final in 2017, and we went out and we got Van Dijk in the. Yeah. Ever since we got Van Dijk and Alisson in that season, we've always had a good team since then. We've just needed to add to that. It's like, you're making an unbelievable dinner, an unbelievable tea. You just need to add that little bit of something extra. We've never had that little extra something. I mean, we got Thiago in 2020, but there was still something else missing, wasn't it? Like just a little tiny bit more.
It's almost like either one, John Henry's getting soft in his old age, or the penny is finally dropped for the Americans that if you want to bring in an elite talent, that like anybody like Wirtz or Yamal from Barcelona or anybody, you have to pay the big bucks, as it were, in that term. And it's something I always felt that FSG really didn't understand too much. But that's just the way the football world is working now. I'm not saying I completely agree with the amount of money that's being splashed around, but that's a subject for another day. And in fact, that's something I may even cover on a morning show when I start up the morning shows. It's one of those things. But at the end of the day, that is the way the football market is at the moment. And you have to pay the big bucks for the elite talent. And there is no doubt about it. Florian Wirtz is up there in that top 10 of young elite talent in Europe. We had to pay the money for it. Simple as that. And I personally think he's going to hit the ground running.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's one of the best players in the world already. And that's not even a weird, bold statement to say. He is. It's a fact. Like
every other journalist has said that, regardless of whether they're Liverpool journalists or not.
Yeah.
They know that.
He started playing for the German national team. He's 18, right? The German national team, one of the most prestigious national teams ever.
Yeah.
He started playing for them. Him and Musiala are their future. Like that's their they're two go-to men for the next 10, 15 years.
Easy. Yeah.
Won multiple personal accolades in Bundesliga. I mean, people are going to question me on this because we said this the other day. He has won 2 Bundesliga player of the seasons, but they're for different things. One's a player's player and one's I believe, the fans player.
Yeah. Look, even still, it's 2 awards. And more to the point, he was part of that Leverkusen side that hadn't won a league title in, I can't even remember for how long, and they hadn't won a Pokal for God knows how long, and they did the double.
Yeah, unbeaten as well.
Unbeaten season. And in fact, even further than that, they went on unbeaten for, what was it, something like 45 games or something ridiculous like that?
45 games. I think it's 45, yeah. And then I think they only lost, when we beat them, the first time they'd lost in, I think it was like normal time or something, a bit like that. And that was like that's how good they are. I mean, they're not going to be that anymore by Leverkusen, we know, because they've lost Alonso, they're losing Wirtz, they've lost Jonathan Tah, Frimpong.
They've got Eric Ten Hag as the new manager.
Do you know what? I think
he'll do all right there, actually, to be fair. I do. Oh, hang on. We have got the man himself. Damion has joined.
Hey, what's been going on? I've heard something's happened. What's happened? Anyone know?
What has been going on? Let me think.
Nunes is going out. Nunes is going out, isn't he? Nunes is going.
Yeah, Nunes is going out.
I know there's talk about Kirkes as well, but
by the way, this is the only airtime I'm going to give this. That comment says it all for me, and that's the only time I'm going to see that name mentioned on this stream. Sorry, Jen, I don't want to give it any airtime more than that. To be fair,
don't watch my video if you want to watch one.
Apparently some German kid is signed for us. We picked him up for like a couple of pennies.
Yeah. Florian Friday, just like Frimpong Friday. We've got Florian Friday today.
Yeah,
beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
I don't know how we're going to work that with Kirkes. We're going to have to come up with something else for that.
Hey, the only airtime I'll give Trent is by saying we've replaced him with we replaced that output with Wirtz, and that's all he's going to have.
That creativity, yes, I agree on that. That creativity in itself is going to be worth its weight in gold. And by the looks of it, oh, here you go, Damo. You're going to love this one.
700 subs. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you everyone that has subbed so far as well, and thank you for getting comments in as well. I know it's a random time of the day it happens, but that's just what it is. Unfortunately, this is why the journalists have come out today, haven't they, and decided to tell you when you're at work. But
hey, at least we're not slow sports news. So
I know Sky were well behind it today. Every other journo had it out, and then Sky like, oh yeah, hang on, something's going on.
Paul Joyce is my favourite. It just makes me laugh. Just no like flair enough. It's just like Florian Wirtz is signed. Cheers. It's just no messing up.
There's no like, oh, it's close to doing. It's close. It's not like Romano. It's all week. No, it's literally just if it's done, it's done.
Well, in slightly other interesting news here, just look at this. Apparently, Leverkusen have contacted Bournemouth about Justin Kluivert. So that could be an interesting one. They may be looking at him as Wirtz replacement, possibly.
60 million value on that.
Bournemouth are getting ripped apart. They are getting utterly ripped apart. I feel a bit sorry for them, to be fair, but hey-ho. But
I don't think they'll go down.
No, definitely not. They've already got a left-back replacement for Kirkes coming in anyway. But on our side of things, right, let's get Kirkes done next, and then it's on to the striker. I got a sneaking suspicion. I think we may actually pull off an Isak deal. I don't know. I got a funny feeling we're going to pull off an Isak deal. I don't know how, but I think we will. I think we'll get him.
Imagine the internet would break.
Give us the title.
The internet would break. Shall I get a thumbnail ready? Shall I create a thumbnail?
Yeah. Honestly, I honestly think that we will get an Isak deal done.
There's a few rumours like circulating at the minute. I think one I said a couple of days ago was why don't we try a hand at Barcola, and then pretty much 2 days after it was reported on a few Twitter accounts and newspapers and stuff like that. I don't know. It made sense though. I think Barcola would be not a bad signing. If Isak isn't available, I'd rather go for Barcola than Ekatike. I think he's going to United now, isn't he, or something? Apparently.
Well, yeah. I mean, if the rumours are to be believed, Hook's Law. I think Liverpool could go unbeaten next season with bags more goals. Well, if we get that striker that I want, I think that's a definite possibility.
Only thing that puts me off Isak, he's unbelievable, but he's got a bad injury record. That's
yeah. I agree. That is my one concern about him. But on the other side of that, look at our injury record this season compared to the previous seasons when Klopp was in charge. Another one of the things that Arne Slot was brought in for is because of his injury prevention record. And that showed quite a bit last season. Look at Gravenberg, played every single league game. So if we bring somebody like Isak in who has had niggly injuries in the past, maybe if we bring him in, we can look after him and we get the best out of him. Slot is the right manager to do that, I think.
There's only really Elliott out for a substantial amount of time this season, isn't there, really?
Yeah.
Elliott, Jones is out for a little bit.
Alisson for a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, Alisson always gets injuries, doesn't he? Like, he always gets that hammy where he does a big kick and it's like...
Yeah. Oh, like in this one. I can see Isak coming in and our team is just built for an assassin like Isak. That is true.
I tell you what, like we said before Damion come on, it's literally, it's going to be the easiest job in the Premier League playing up front for Liverpool. So you're going to get yourself 30 goals a season. Easy. I think, Salah, Salah, Gakpo, Diaz, Ertzen behind, McAllister, all them routes to score. You should be licking your lips. If we do get somebody like Barcola as well. I mean, the Barcola one, I'm a little bit wishy, but I think it's still a little bit too lightweight for my liking for the Premier League. He is young. He could build up a little bit, I suppose, but no doubt he's another player that's got the talent there. He wouldn't be in the PSG side if he wasn't. But is he strong enough to do it week in, week out in the Premier League? That is my only doubt. The physical side of it for him. But going off into dreamland there for Barcola and Isak being our next two signings, FSG might have to go and sell some assets to fund that. I don't know. But it would be nice. I mean, obviously, we are going to make some money from more player sales as well. Nunez has definitely been confirmed that he's going to be leaving. 60, 70 million for him. That will cover the cost quite nicely, with a few other players going out. I think the likes of Tyler Morton, maybe Harvey Elliott as well, to bring in some money for them. A couple of other players on top of that. Oh, it's exciting times. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to next season.
I can't wait. I think it's like 4 weeks today that we actually play as first pre-season.
Yeah, I'm kind of missing the football already.
Yeah.
Where is the pre-season? Is it in Hong Kong or something?
America. I think we're doing a tour over there again. I can't remember. I did read it the other day, but I can't remember now.
I thought they were going to Japan.
Was it East Asia again that we're doing?
I thought so. Yeah, I thought they were going to Japan. So I know they're playing Yokohama. They're playing Yokohama and they're playing someone else.
I know. Our last two
I can't
friendlies are back-to-back friendlies against Bilbao.
Bilbao, yeah. Same day.
Yeah, same day. Which is a weird one. I've never seen that happen before.
We did that against Sevilla, didn't we? A couple.
Yeah, we have done that before. Yeah, we have done that before. It's like a mixed team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah. I don't know. Is that a?
It happens quite often actually now. Cause normally you get on live story.
Is that a new thing? I don't know.
No. It happens quite often now.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, there we go. I think we're on the 25-minute mark. That's good for us. So, Damo, Naj, thank you very much for jumping on. Obviously, it is Florian Friday. He is done. Medical next week. 100 million flat fee, and I think with 16 million in the add-ons, which I think by the sounds of it, the add-ons are going to be very easy because it's all Champions League related and competitions related. So I think Leverkusen are onto an absolute winner here. But congratulations to Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes as well for negotiating that deal, because by the sounds of it, it was quite a tough one to do. Florian is in. Cannot wait for next week to see him in a Liverpool shirt on that signing table and walking around the training ground and all that sort of stuff. Thanks very much to the guys in the chat as well. Jen, You Never Walk Alone, Huxlaw, Darzo, Che, thank you very much for watching. Share it around, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We have now just busted the 700 mark on our way to 750.